In this video, I've got some new research that suggests that using excessive jargon reveals something pretty deep about you that could undermine your success at work. We're going to answer 3 questions. Are complaints about jargon overblown? What does this new research reveal? And what do I do with this? I didn't think I used corporate jargon all that much until I Googled most hated corporate jargon. Apparently one of the most hated corporate jargon terms from this Inc. article are cookie cutter, deep dive, ducks in a row, gain traction, herding cats, move the needle, reinventing the wheel, and take this offline. I think what these people actually hate is visual imagery. Metaphors especially make them really angry as a horse with an itchy nose. No, that was a simile. Okay, so these terms of phrase might have become overused and cliched, but are they really jargon? Jargon is defined as special words or expressions used by a professional group that are difficult for others to understand. I don't think these are difficult to understand. I think the visual imagery makes it clearer. But the author of the article says we should stop using them. But instead of saying, think outside the box, you should say, thinking outside of your standard paradigm in uncommon ways in hopes of arriving at a creative idea or solution. Yeah, this is so much clearer. Extra points for using the word paradigm in your jargon-free alternative. Gold. One of my favorites on the list is verbiage. And instead of using the single word verbiage, they suggest the use of too many unnecessary words. Yes, 7 words for verbiage. So some terms, phrases, or visual metaphors have become overused and cliched, and so they're a bit annoying. But they're not unclear, so they aren't really jargon. Jargon are words that are hard for outsiders to understand.
The main winding was of the normal lotus-o-deltoid type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. Every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters.
So what does this new research reveal? These 3 researchers examined 64,000 dissertations from students across the top 200 universities in the US, and they analysed the amount of jargon in their title. By jargon, they were referring to how readable it was, the language complexity, how hard it was to understand, and how many acronyms were used. What they found was that students from low-status universities used more jargon on average in their titles than students from high-status universities, even after removing the effects of other factors like the length of the paper or the topic. This research was corroborated by other research they did that examined spoken communication as well. So why did students use more jargon? According to the research, they were focused on wanting to look good in the eyes of others. But the students from the high-status universities were more likely to be focused on communicating effectively and being understood clearly. Basically, if you tend to overuse jargon in the workplace, it might be coming from a place of professional insecurity. So what do I do with this? If we do have a tendency to overuse jargon, how do we counteract it? Well, in another article, a communication expert recommended that we communicate so that a 7-year-old can understand. Just imagine a lawyer in mergers and acquisitions talking to a CEO like a 7-year-old. So a merger is like, you know when you build a tower out of your Lego blocks and your sister builds another tower out of her Lego blocks? Well, if we put those 2 towers together to make a bigger tower, that would be a merger. Yeah, I'm not sure dumbing down all of our communication is the answer. I think it's worth all of us checking in regularly with ourselves to ask, am I sincerely trying to communicate clearly here? Because truly high status people don't focus on trying to sound high status, they focus on trying to communicate clearly. So if you want to look high status, maybe you should do the same. Good luck.